It's just going to be a quick backstory of my villain. Now I have decided that she's going to go down the villainy path of Eno. Because they currently have no gender. Let me just start from the beginning. The beginning of time. So it's serious to say there's a Big Bang. Christians think there's Adam and Eve. I'm kidding, we're not going that far back. Okay, so when she was born, let's just start with her mom. Her mom is a word that I'm about to put very, very tinily on the screen. That is her. She did a lot of the word we are not going to say so that she can make a quote-unquote super child. Since she did this, she only came out with how many quirks? So number 1, tentacle. She's able to generate one singular tentacle that can reach the length of 5 feet. And duplicate, where she can duplicate her tentacles. That's how she wound up with 8, or 16, or 24, or other words for mathematicians because I don't like doing math. Okay, and then she got the inability to disintegrate. This will come in handy for any future endeavors, and no, I will not make that pun. I already did. Okay. So, that and what was the last one? Oh yeah, ink. That's it. Just 4 quirks. Well, 4 very minor quirks that all sort of have a similarity except for the disintegrate thing, but yeah. And so, her mom was pissed. So, then, abandonment. I don't know how to speak, okay? It's like when you leave somebody. She left her, and then she lived in an orphanage for most of her life. Once she was in grade 3, she ran on a rampage. Well, went on a rampage, and when she went on that rampage, she stole a bunch of stuff from this jewelry shop, and then the police found her, on this quirky rampage. The first thing, it started out innocently, her and her friends were playing heroes and villains, and it was her turn to be the villain, and the heroes obviously won, and she was pissed, so her quirk just lashed out. She slapped the kids aside, accidentally ran out of the grade 3 playground, and made a rampage on the street. This was all accidental. She did not want this to happen. And then, once she was found, she was immediately tranquilized and taken to a government facility, where they established dominance by electrifying her in her left eye. It was left eye, I think. Yes, in her left eye. So then she was obedient. She stayed in the government facility for another 6 years, and then Shigaraki broke her out. They quickly went back to the LOV, where she was there for around 3 months, maybe 4 months, until they finally found a 14-year-old Eno with a non-certain last name, but an Eno. A female 14-year-old named Eno with no quirk. So, killed him, took all the information, gave it to Eno. Now Eno has an identity. So, now she could be enrolled in UA. They enroll her in UA as a spy. They have never gotten into UA without having to use Toga and her blood quirk. So, now they have 2 spies. Of course, they'll somehow realize about Toga, so they send in Eno now and leave Toga for something else. they have never shown Eno outside of the LOV, except for in like small market robberies or like going out to do the groceries, and by that I mean stealing groceries, because they don't want to spend their money on that. No. So, yeah. You'll see how the rest of the plot goes. For now, sayonara, bitch.